Hey everybody, it's Joy. Welcome to my simple tutorial series, Landscape Your City. In this series, I'm going to show you how to use assets in a way that maybe you didn't think of before. Simple how-tos on landscape design and just helping you use the power of landscaping to make places and assets feel more important and just help your city come to life. I really hope you enjoy this series. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to design a really easy park. Anyone can do this. It's so simple and it looks so cute and it just brings a little something special to your neighborhood. So you're going to paint your area first, of course, with your park district. And this doesn't have to be a square. This could be any size and shape you want, and you can follow a similar format. So now that our park area is painted in, you're going to go grab a main gate, and we're going to use the small main gate. This is a small park. It doesn't need a large main gate. So you're going to go 2 tiles in, and then you're going to grab this side gate, and you're going to do that on the same on all sides, going 2 tiles in, just like so. Then you're going to grab your park path, and you are going to draw a straight line right in the middle. And if you have your road, all your guidelines on, it'll show you right where the center is. But don't worry if it's not right in the center. Parks are supposed to be unique, so don't stress about it. It's not about perfection. So you're going to draw each of your park paths right like this to the center. And there we go. There is our basic park layout. And you can see people are already starting to use the path. That's amazing. Let's make sure. I'm going to put this down. I'm in the camp that parks should be free, but of course you can choose your parks and make lots of money. You can see already people are using this. It's a faster way to get across the neighborhood because we've put them at a diagonal. And so that's something you can do in your parks, is really think about where you can position your paths that will actually be useful for getting around your city. Okay, so what we've done in the middle here is just put a little gazebo on each side, and that's it. And then we're going to landscape. You can really do something this simple and make it look nice. You don't have to have all the park assets, and you don't even need a lot of trees. So let's do our fence first. This really helps border everything nicely, and you can just draw this all the way around. I love that the fence attaches to the gates. It just makes it so much easier to make a nice clean line. So you're just going to pull that all the way around. And there we go. Already looking really nice and clean, but we definitely need some landscaping. I want to make this feel like a really a welcoming place, something that the community will utilize. So when I'm doing my trees, I like to do groupings of trees, and I like to use different types of trees. And there are instances where I will do the same tree, but usually I like to pick 3 to 4 types of trees and bushes as a palette for each park that I do. So I'm going to show you some of the tree clusters that I like to use. So I like to use these smaller trees and cluster them together. Just think it looks really cute. So that's one of my go-tos. And you can imagine if you had a bunch of little clusters like that all over the park, it'd look really cute. Okay, the other go-to that I use is using some of the larger trees. So again, I usually go for 3 or 4 trees in a cluster, just depending on the look that I'm going for. I love these ones. Very nice. I think I'm going to redo that. Okay, that looks better. Another cluster that I like to do is grabbing all these flowering trees and putting them together. It can be really fun to try different designs with these. And you can even add in a green tree as well. Those just, you can kind of have fun with it and kind of see, you can come up with different patterns and different clusters. I really like doing that in my landscaping though, is coming up with a little grouping. Okay, we're gonna clear this all out and figure out what our palette is gonna be for this park. One other thing you can do, I'll just show you before we get started. You can, if you don't want to mess with too much placing trees, you can use the prop line tool, or you can place them down manually and just do trees in a line. That's easy. The other thing you can do is you can also just add a path with trees. You can keep it really simple. So you have options if you're not interested in actually, filling out your park. You can use what's already there, or you can add your own trees just to line a path, and that can be enough. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do just a few of these larger trees and then some smaller clusters. Okay, and then put together a little small cluster here. And like I said, you can pair together any trees that you want. I'm going to use, I think I'm going to leave it like that. So see, you can just make a nice little cluster of trees. I'm going to add one more of these. And you can be like me and get lost in the weeds and really overthink it, but it can be really simple too. So with this park, we're kind of going for a bit of symmetry. So let me do these trees on the other side. And there we go. All right, now this is still feeling a little empty. I think we can do a little bit more. Now on these gazebos, we've got the little bushes. And so I always like to pull from what assets have to pull them into a space. So we're gonna line the path with bushes, but only on the inside, not the outside. You totally could do both sides. Just for the vibe that I'm going with this park, I want to keep it really simple. Okay, so we're looking good. We could leave it here, but we're going to do a little bit more. So I'm just going to grab a rock and we're going to put a rock on each side. Again, kind of keeping up with some symmetry. Not perfect, but similar. And you can right click on your mouse to change the position. I'm sure most of you know that, but in case you didn't. And then, so you can do all kinds of vegetation. I think for this park, I'm gonna go small and light. I'm just going to now here's a tip, always place your rocks first, because if you lay down your vegetation and you put your rock on top of it, it will just delete it. So there we go. Now again, you could just leave it here. Look at how many people are using the park. They're loving it. It's great. We got so many people in our gazebos. People are loving it. But I think we can do a little bit more. Okay, just added another cluster on each side. I just feel like that fills it out a little bit better. Now, on the sides of the park here, I want to leave as much open space as I can. I want to bring a line of trees on each side just to kind of enclose the park a little bit more, make it feel a little more cozy and give some separation from the street. So I'm gonna pick the same big tree that we already used in the park, so we're sticking with our palette, and I'm gonna use the prop line tool. And if you don't have this, that's okay. You can hand plop down your trees. It takes a little bit of time, but it's worth it. Okay, and then a trick that I do, because this feels too full, so what I do is I'll go and I'll delete every other tree, and I really like the effect that that gives. And then what I like to do is go add one of the smaller trees that I've used in my palette in between. So I'm going to do that right now. And there we go. Again, you could leave it right here. This is a lovely park. There's lots of open space. You can come walk the dog, throw a frisbee, read a book. It's a great spot. But I think we can do a little bit more. So I think I want to add some picnic tables. Now you've got lots of options in City Skylines when it comes to picnic tables. So you've got the standard one here. I call these the little chessboard. I don't know if they actually are a chessboard, but that's how I use them and see them. So I see that more as like, you know, an activity spot. And then you've got the regular ones, which are also great. But my favorite, especially for like small parks like this, kind of more of a rural vibe, I love the ones in the zoo. These ones. I think that looks so cool. So what I'm going to do is place a few down in the shade under each of our trees. Yeah, I like that. And then we'll also place some in the sun as well, because you know, sometimes you do want to get some sun. So we're gonna put, and not a lot, maybe we'll do 2 on each side. Again, I'm trying to go for a little bit of symmetry with this park, but you can be really random with your placement, like those kind of details, completely up to you. So the other thing is garbage cans. I'm gonna put one by our gazebo and then one by each of the gates. That makes sense to me. Okay, and let me do the same on the other side. And there you go. It's a very simple park. It's beautiful. It's highly utilized. And it's just such a nice addition to the neighborhood. So, you know, and you don't even have to do as much as we did here today. But just putting a little thought and time and effort into your little park areas in your neighborhood, it really makes a difference. And it will get highly utilized if you place your paths in a position where it makes it easier to get around. So people are cutting through one side or the other instead of going around the block, which is great. All right, let's take a closer look at what we just did. Alright guys, well, comment and let me know what you'd like me to do next in my landscaping series. I hope you all have a joyful day, and I'll catch you next time.